what's going on. Alright guys, I stopped we're at Burnt Sock Landing. We got Kristen. She dropped me off. She's gonna pick me up down at Dead River. We're gonna make the 25-mile run all the way down to Holmes Creek. Gonna check out all the springs and anything else there is. Got the canoe all loaded up. Gotta launch in this little canoe boat ramp. But yeah, let me get in the water. We'll get going. Alright, we finally got in the water. What a pain. Don't recommend using this boat ramp for anything other than kayaks, but you gotta do what you gotta do. Let me get this thing pushed off and we'll get on the way. Alright, I came and scouted this boat ramp probably a month or two ago, just to make sure it was something I could even get my boat in, because it's really like a kayak canoe launch, but this thing's just a big canoe, so we made it work. All right. Already got our first logs across the water. I was a little worried about that. Almost made it. Should have hit it a little bit faster. There we go. Hopefully it's not like that the whole way, but we'll get it done either way. Water's dark today. The other day when we came up here, it was pretty clear. Of course. All right, this is turned out to be a lot rougher than I thought, but this is like the first leg of the race. Once we get past Cypress, we should be good to go. Seen a wood duck. Man. Look at the deer. Still there. Oh wow. That was cool. Man, this place is beautiful back here. Pretty close to Cypress now. It opened up quite a bit, but a lot of stuff is just under the water and hard to see, so I'm still hitting quite a bit, but nothing bad. At some point up here we can make a right and shoot in the Cypress Spring. Alright, here's the main kayak launch right up here. I think it's Cotton Landing or something like that. I tried to get here pretty early to beat all the kayak buses. And it looks like there's some here already, which is mild. And it's Friday. Alright, here we go. This is the Cypress spring run. Usually when the water's down, this is all clear, but it's pretty muddy today. Look at those mullet. There you go. Check out that line from the spring water to the creek water. Goodness gracious, that's pretty. First one here too. I was a little afraid that I got a little bit of a late start, so but we made it. Let me park this thing up and I'll show you all around. Super pretty. So, this is a quick story, but this was one of the first springs I ever dove in caves. Me and my buddy Colton worked at a local dive shop, and we would grab a bunch of rental gear, go borrow his dad's boat with a trolling motor, and troll all the way up here from Culpeper Landing, and then come dive this at night. Like we got to work at like 7, so we were getting home like after midnight doing all that. We were at the time we were diving every day though, so. Yeah, if y'all are interested, I'll bring my dive gear out here one day and dive this and show y'all. Kind of wanted to do that today, but I think I'd be just trying to do too much. I just don't remember this being here when we were doing all that, but goodness gracious. Yeah, there's a viral video of the kid falling out of this tree, trying to jump out of it, and the limbs broke out from under him. Creek. Couldn't spend too much time at Cypress. Wish I could have. We'll come back and do like a diving video of that if you guys want. Let me know in the comments. But yeah, we are gonna cruise down Holmes Creek now. I'm pretty familiar with this section of the creek, and it's not too bad. It's not great, but it's way better than up above this spring here. Should be able to make some time. It's already like 9:30. I gotta be home at least around 4, so. All right, let me get after it. Right there on the creek. There's another little bitty spring right here, but the creek's too muddy to see it. I don't even remember what it's called. like Heather Spring or something. I think it's a girl's name. There ain't much to it though. It's like just water coming out of lime rocks. No cave or anything. Like Cypress. So my buddy Thomas, he's got a YouTube channel called Roads Land Management. He flipped a canoe right there last year. We had to come dive up all his like phone and his mask and fins and all that stuff, because they all went down under a log. All right, we're almost at Highway 79 now. The boat ramp at Highway 79, and there is the first houseboat on Holmes Creek, I think the northernmost one. This thing's big too. All right, I gotta change some batteries around, take a little break. It's been a good trip so far. A little bit tough at the beginning, but I'm glad we got to Cypress before the herd got there. It gets super busy there, especially on the weekends. But I'm gonna take a little break and get all of my batteries switched around, get something to drink, and then we'll get back after it. All right, got her anchored off with our speed stick. I'm gonna put a link in the description of all the stuff I use, like my camera, this stuff, my boat stuff, an Amazon link. So if you're interested in getting anything I use that link, and that'll kick me back a little money and help me out for more gear and stuff. I sure would appreciate it. tight. All right, y'all, we're in uncharted territory as far as for me. I've never been from like a little bit back up there down to really Miller's Ferry. So that's a pretty big chunk of unknown. So there could be a tree down or logs that we can't cross. Hopefully we can make it. That's a pretty house. Very nice. Mile or two south of Vernon right now, and we're making pretty good time. I think the next spring we come to is Pitman Springs. It's not very big, but we'll check it out anyway. Boat's doing good. Our creek split right there, and it's flowing both ways. We haven't ran into that yet. So far, it splits a lot, but you can really tell where the flow is going for the most part. That was the first time it split, and like there's water going each way. So in those situations, you just gotta pick one. The direction and go for it. You have to just turn around, go the other way. That's time consuming. Part of being a wild river man. All the time. That's a pretty new house. There's a lot of new houses out here. Well, that was cool. That was the first accident. I hit a stump, and I jammed my toes into the seat, and it kicked the motor up, so I was trying to put the motor back down, and we ran into that limb, but it didn't hurt nothing. Holmes Creek camping and RV resort. I had no idea they had one. That's really nice talk though. Okay, I think this was the wrong way. I'm kind of hoping it runs in Holmes Creek. Son of a gun, I'm back here messing with this stinking motor. I'm getting frustrated. Shouldn't have went this way. We're gonna make it work though. Can't stop, won't stop. Hopefully this is Holmes Creek up here. So I need to pay a little bit better attention to the map rather than trying to wing it. I'm just using Onyx to navigate all this stuff. It's, in my opinion, it's the best way to go. There's like Hunt Stand and Spartan Forage, and you can try Google Maps. Here's Holmes Creek, but Onyx just, man, it works. You can download the maps, so whether you got phone service or not. So I just never had an issue with Onyx. It's super easy to use. Another big old house. Log cabin. Attached to a trailer. I wonder what this place was. The old boat got loose. Son of a gun. That was a nice one too. Big old oak tree. I'm a little surprised at how many houses are out here. I've been on Holmes Creek quite a bit, but I'm not super familiar with it. But I don't know if it floods a lot or not. I guess not. Oh, I'm gonna take a little break right here. I bet this is a nice little sandbar when the creek's down. Everything's going good so far though. I haven't had any issues getting around anywhere, so that's good. Almost 11 o'clock now. All right, here's what's for lunch. A delicious Wayne's cheeseburger and some sour cream and onion Pringles. And what's left of a blue Powerade. It's warming up now, that's for sure. Wow, this is really cold. I left this in the cooler. Not bad though. All right, let's get back on the road. This water's pretty chilly. Just check my gas. I've been on the water for like 3 hours and still pretty much full. Like this thing is pretty wild how good it is on gas. In the water, and I'm just smashing into stuff. I want to get an on-the-fly jack plate for this thing. Probably should have went ahead and bought it for this trip, but got a tree coming up. Hopefully I can make this right side. Look at all the cowbirds. Oh! like their beaks. All right, we're almost to Hightower Springs. It's right off of 79. It's like I said, it's real small. Not much to it, but we'll check it out anyway. Take a little break. I'm ready to walk around some. Pretty cool looking. Check that out, somebody's phone's right there. I'm gonna go jump back on the boat and we'll get back after it. We still got a long ways to go. I think this is almost a halfway point, but it is getting easier the farther we go down. Less logs and stuff, so that's good. All right, leaving Hightower Springs now. Don't think there's much interesting stuff coming up, so probably just time lapse y'all and catch you up when I get there. Okay. Alright, we got a couple more miles down. Oh man, the stumps are horrible. I'm so ready to get into the more open water. It's like about the time you think it's free to get on plane, More stumps. There's another one. Yeah, I definitely don't recommend doing this unless you just like beating the shit out of your boat. But we're making pretty good time. Yeah. I wish the water was clear too. I guess if it was clear, the water would be lower and it'd be a more of a pain. It's all good though. About ready to take a break. Maybe the next boat ramp I'll hop off and go take a walk or something. Hop off here and get me another break in. It was that nice. That last few bends were nice. Not too many snags. All right, y'all. Having a good trip so far. It is just a little bit rough, but that's just part of it. I'm gonna run up here and use the mittens room, and I'll be back. Pretty cool little boat ramp. It's got some campsites and stuff up there. It's all gravel though. having bump issues now. Okie dokie, I broke down. Yeah, I can't really work on this thing here. I don't know what it'd be either. Like, I think it's getting fuel. Man. We're gonna have to paddle back for a little bit and get somewhere I can work on it. Do the whole wolf pack paddling thing. What's going on with it? Thank goodness, big old cypress tree. what's going on.
Really don't want to pick the motor up. It's like some fuel issue. I found it. Like it's gonna leave it alone. So we don't fix it last time. So.
All right, guys, I stopped at the edge of this hill right here, and I kind of put some gas in a water bottle down here. Right there. Just poured a little bit in it and poured some of that down the intake, and it fired right up. But I went through all the fuel lines and made sure it was going where it was supposed to be going. Pulled the fuel line off of the injector rail. No fuel, so I thought it was game over at that point, because I can't go get it's got a high pressure fuel pump for the injectors right there. I can't go get one of those, but I took a screwdriver and just bumped it, kind of like you would a starter when it starts to go bad, and it started pumping fuel. So yeah, I'm gonna try and keep going. If it keeps giving me issues, I'm gonna stop at the next boat ramp and then have Kristen come pick me up, because it's a pretty good run from that boat ramp down the Miller's Ferry. So let me get this thing stuck back together and we'll get back on the road. There we go. Guys, she's acting up again. Kind of seems like maybe the high pressure pump sucked up something, and I just sent it to the injectors by knocking it loose. Okay.
And I was like, oh my God, I was like, we were that close.
I didn't know that we were that close, so it doesn't show my location.
Oh, it
So I had to like go look on my map, then your map. I'm like, oh shit, he's right there. But
we have been hauling it up here because I'm like, we gotta find him.
I'm glad to see y'all. This thing's been giving me a little bit of trouble though. Like the fuel pump quit, so I have to take a screwdriver and bang on it a little bit to get it going again. Yeah. Yeah, Ovo said I'm gonna pull out at that boat ramp, then y'all were super close. I was like, he can pull me back if I need to. Yeah. Alright, let's do it. Alright, Ethan's made it. We were pretty close when he texted the first time, but he's using Apple Maps and I don't have an Apple phone, so it didn't show me my location, but they waited up for me at Miller's Ferry. We're gonna go ahead and just fly on back. I think I'm gonna bother stopping. Alright, whoa, buddy, this is rough. Long bridge down this creek. It's wide, and that wind's blowing right up it. And we're getting some corners and move out, you know. The boys.
What is up? Together. Oh yeah, what's up, boys? Who's y'all breathing? I know. They were on the sandbar. Oh, were they? Yeah, they were sitting with us. Want to meet over there?
Yeah, let's go there.
Back to the sandbar!
That's a big boy.
That is a huge son of a gun. That tank? That tool room?
They had two of the same ones that were monsters.
Yeah, just one had a bigger engine than the other.
Dude, that was a fun run right there.
Bro, your canoe is insanely cool. I'm like, where's the to hold on from there forward, not touch the water at all.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, and you're just like whipping around those corners. I have to slow down because of these monster step pods.
really?
Because it's not allowing my boat to tip, so it's
Oh, it doesn't dig in? And,
no.
wow.
So
That kind of sucks.
Actually kind of coming out, and you can hear it revs up.
Oh. All right, we made it to the sandbar and the river. That's where Holmes Creek and the river come together.
What's up, buddy?
How's it going?
Hey, what's up? How's your ride?
Pretty good. Had some issues back when y'all said you were at the sandbar. I was like working on my fuel pump because it quit working.
Well, you gotta get to working again,
Yeah, I had to take a screwdriver and like bang on it like a starter, you know. But it ran like the whole way down here from there, wide open. So.
Awesome. Yeah, I didn't expect y'all to. We were gonna just run up to the houseboat and then come back down and piddle around there for a second and then come here. And,
Made it in the Dead River. It died a few more times on me, but it cranked right back up without me having to do anything. I'm starting to wonder if this cheap fuel tank is not giving it enough fuel, and that the fuel pump's like getting too hot or something. Because it started to die a while back there a little bit, and I just grabbed the primer bubble and pumped it till it got hard again, and it took back off and started to do fine. Not sure, but here we go. Alright, y'all, we made it back to 7 Run Boat Ramp. There's Skylar and Kristen. Gosh dang. I want to get this thing loaded up and go home. We'll see y'all next time. Appreciate you watching. And if you got any cool suggestions like this, let me know. Like for videos, this was actually somebody had commented to make that run. I thought it was a good idea. But anyway, we'll see y'all later.